This is North Dakota Today.
Good morning. Don't adjust your screen. This is Marlon Mayhew.
And Jordan Schreier.
The two best dressed in Fargo.
Oh, that is a statement right there. And right before we came on, I told him how I need to get a new pair of shoes because I literally have a hole in the bottom of the ones that I'm wearing right now. Which I just realized. I was talking to someone in the hallway, and then I was like, what's on my shoe? And I was rubbing it around, and then I looked, and I was like, there's literally a hole.
Time to go to our favorite store.
Oh, my, yeah, for real. But then I was thinking about it. I was like, I have had these shoes. I got these shoes brand new when I first started here.
So they're memorabilia now.
For real, yeah, they are. Anyway, they're more than 4 years old.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about how you became an anchor. I never asked you that.
Oh, it was just by happenstance, really. I didn't get offered any other jobs. Well, that's how I got in news in general.
Right.
I went to school for broadcast journalism and political science, and I wanted to do something different. Graduation came, didn't have any other job. Got offered a job as a reporter. Here we are.
That's awesome. It's such a great story, though, for other people that are like, you know, what do I do with my life? Like, they see you every day, and they probably are like, how did he do it?
And what do I do with my life? I don't know.
You garden. That's what you do.
I do garden. Yes, I do garden. So that's what actually thinking about it, I should have maybe went into gardening. That would have been more fun. But anyway, I did a little garden tour yesterday on some of the stuff that I have in my yard. These are my black-eyed Susans. So I really... I think they're pretty.
I kind of mistake them for sunflowers when I first saw them. So these are black-eyed Susans.
The color of them is very sunflower-esque, maybe a little more orangey than a sunflower is and a lot smaller than a sunflower. But they are a perennial, come up every year. Planted them last year for the first time. This year they're looking great. So I think they're just beautiful. I like how they bloom a little later too. And then my other one that I also have a picture of my hydrangeas.
Wow.
I love a hydrangea, just a nice ball white hydrangea. Not to be weird, hydrangeas come in a lot of different varieties.
Okay.
So you can get cone or ball, so that's the shape. And so I got the ball ones, and the cone is literally, they look like a cone, like a traffic cone. Not as big, but you know, that shape.
These are stunning.
And then you can get them in different colors. You can get like pink ones. They make, I think, some kind of bluish, purpley ones.
Now, do the petals fall on the ground like once like the weather starts?
Oh, so actually, these dried are stunning. They dry out, and then the little petals stay on them.
That's awesome, yeah.
And then like the whole thing just kind of falls over.
Oh.
Like that's when they die. That's how it happens. The whole stem just kind of leans over. But if you're quick enough, you can cut them and dry them, and they'll stay intact like that.
For the rest of the indoor seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like you can't grow them. Like they're dried, but they're just like pretty to look at. Granted, they get very fragile. All those little petals, like you hit it the wrong way and they all fall off. But you can do that. So.
Okay. A botanist and an anchor. Who
I try. I don't know. So I literally just picked those because I heard black-eyed Susans were hardy and they're pretty, and hydrangeas. One of my grandmas had hydrangeas, and so it just reminds me of that, you know?
Yeah, and it uplifts the arrangements around your house, like the fascia of the you know, shield.
Absolutely, yep. I have them on the corners of two corners of my house, and then on a little cove on the other side. I also put some hydrangeas there.
That's awesome.
I know, and then they expand beautifully.
Yeah.
Like once they get nice and full. Yeah. So, yeah. Have you been out enjoying these more like
mild
fall-like temperatures, maybe even?
This morning it was a bit chilly, so I had to put on my sweater. I was like, I'm kind of digging it because like it's been like a volatile weather season. So to have like this mild temperature weather, it's kind of refreshing.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And then, speaking of which, I thought of this because I went home this last weekend to my parents' place, and I was cold while I was sleeping because they air condition their place. Yeah. So much cooler than I do. What do you keep your place at? Does it have air conditioning?
Yes.
Okay.
I keep it at a 70 to 72.
Okay.
You know, around there. But if I choose to go, I go back to like 68 to make it a little bit cooler. Yeah. But 68 to 72.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, people will tell me I'm neurotic. I keep my house at 78.
That's a bit warm. That's a bit warm.
So I don't find it, well, you get used to it.
Yeah.
You really do. Like you adjust to it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people come over and they're like, oh my gosh, your house is so hot in here. And I don't do it because it's comfortable. I do it because I'm just really cheap. And I'm like, I ain't spending all this money on the electric bill for just me. Like,
Yeah.
I'll drink some ice water.
That is true. The ways to refresh, you know,
Yeah.
ice water, popsicles.
Whatever. So
Yeah.
I love this weather, though, because then my house isn't so hot, because if the high is not even 78 degrees, well, then the house isn't going to get to 78 degrees. So, but this weekend when it gets hot, then the house is going to be really warm again. But
Yeah.
it's okay. I do it to myself.
Amazing. So another hot news is Ken Jennings and Miriam Bialik.
Mayim Bialik.
Yes, Blossom.
that's how you
I always
say it.
call her Blossom.
Yeah,
That's how I
yeah.
remember her. They're announced as the official Jeopardy co-hosts, and they both have the course intact because they were on TV prior. You know, Ken Jennings is a previous winner.
Yep, he's a Jeopardy alum. And then Mayim is, I believe that's how you say it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. She was on Big Bang Theory.
Yes.
If you recall. And she actually is a neuroscientist.
Right.
Like, she literally is
Yes.
certified, like went to college and everything, and got her degree in neuroscience. So that's
A
what she does.
doctorate at that.
Wow. And Ken Jennings is just like insanely smart because he won Jeopardy.
$4.5 million over a span of, I don't know, maybe like 100 episodes.
Forever, it
Yeah.
felt like. Yeah. So anyway, do you watch Jeopardy?
Yes.
Me too.
I love it.
It's so good. And I was watching, or I was kind of reading up on there's like these conspiracy theories that Jeopardy's getting easier.
Really?
Because they're saying that like more people are winning consecutively more often.
Yeah.
And so these like Jeopardy like watchdogs or whatever are like, is Jeopardy getting easier? And I'm like, I don't know. I still only get like a couple answers every show.
I know. I like Double Jeopardy because that's where the big money's at.
Ooh.
And the big questions and answers are in there.
And that's where you can really swing a game.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
like some person's like, oh, I'm betting $1.
Yeah.
And then everyone else who really was ahead the whole time bet big, and then they're down, and then this person comes up.
So great.
It really is. So, no, I love watching Jeopardy. And then, of course, that is on KX4, a station that, Valley News Live. And then after it, you can roll right on into the 5:30 news.
Yep.
If you want. So anyway, but also aside from Jeopardy and watching Valley News Live at 5:30, stay right here on North Dakota Today. We have a great show coming up for you. One of my favorite days.
Right? Miracle Day.
Miracle Treat Day. Yep. At Dairy Queen, get your Blizzard for a good cause. We're going to have them on the show.
But first, your local Steel